Hey, 1st through 4th grade leaders, this Sunday we kick off a brand new month with the big idea of stewardship. Stewardship is taking care of what you have because it belongs to God. We are going to answer a key question on how you can treat everything like it belongs to God. This is honestly a hard concept for anyone to refocus how they think about their stuff. This is especially true for kiddos. So what we want them to do is we want them to walk away with a plan on how they will treat things and realize that it really does belong all to God. As we kick off this month, we are going to look at what David wrote in Psalms chapter 24, verse 1. It says, "The earth belongs to the Lord, and so does everything in it. The world belongs to him, and so do all those who live in it." When David wrote at the start of this Psalms is a really important reminder, and as we head into the month talking about stewardship, we want the kids to really focus on who the Creator is and the fact that how everything, big and small, seen and unseen, belongs to him. Our bottom line this month or this week is remember everything belongs to the Lord. Remembering that everything belongs to God is the first step in choosing to use what we have wisely because it all belongs to God. So as the kids arrive, you're going to have an activity sheet. Please engage some discussion with the kids as they arrive. This is a great chance for you just to ask them how their week was. Maybe see how they were a good friend, since we talked about that all month, or maybe how they encouraged someone. Then we're going to go to large group, and we're going to do worship and a game and our Bible lesson. And then we'll go back to our small group, and you will have your opening activity. Your open activity is called Earth Art. What you're going to do is you will have a sheet of paper to hand out to each one of the kids. You're going to have some verses to read. There's groups of verses, and they're kind of divided up in a theme. The sets of verses are by animals, mountains, waters, and forest. I'm going to have material in your buckets such as popcorn kernels, beans, grains, sand, leaves, all kinds of elements just to decorate these mosaic maps. The mosaic maps, there's 4 different kinds just that match the themes. What you're going to do is take your group and divide them up. So you want to divide them up equally between the 4 groups, so that one group is their mountains, one group is your water, and you're going to give them the mosaic maps that match that. And the kids are going to decorate them with all the items that you have set out. So they're going to be using glue. So we want them to get this project done so that their pictures will have time to dry before they take them home. Then after this, their second activity is called Little and Large. You are going to take the kiddos and divide them up into pairs. So if you want to put a good reader with maybe a not so good reader, or an older first grader with a younger first grader, so that you can pair them up evenly a little bit better. Then you will hand out the activity page that looks something like this, and it says part 1 and part 2, top and the bottom. Assign one of the kids, so they're in pairs, so assign one of them to be the writer and one of them to give answers to the questions, and then they can switch if they want to. So for instance, the first question says, if you could be trusted with washing A, and it says a small pet, and the kids can guess what they want. If they can put any answer they want in there. You could be trusted with washing A, and then zoo animal, any type of zoo animal. And they're going to go through all of these questions. And then you could gather up, especially for first and second graders, if you want to, gather up the pages and read them out loud, or just have the kids read them to each other since they were in groups anyway. And then you're going to put that paper aside, and you're going to read this month's Bible verse, which is Luke chapter 16, verse 10a. And you're going to go through some navigation tips on how to find these verses and read it together. And it talks about how our verse speaks directly to stewardship and taking care of what you have because it all belongs to God. And if we can be trusted with a little small, then we can be trusted to take care of something bigger. Then for our prayer activity, the kids will all sit in a circle. They're going to read Psalms 24:1 again as a wrap-up for the day, and you're going to close using a prayer and some conversation suggestions that are below. There is also some dive deeper discussion questions for our 3rd and 4th graders after they get finished with their working on their verses. All right, I hope you're having a great week. Let me just give you a pro tip, something that I think helps your small group to get started, is to make sure you intentionally listen to your kiddos. Make sure you personally interact with them, give them their attention, look them in the eye, and I know it can be difficult to do that as they're talking, but I think that it shows that we really care about these kids. I am finding as I talk to more and more kiddos that they are just faced with lots of stuff to process through the week. They're all families are facing hard times, and our kids are facing hard issues. And so I want them to know that our small groups are a really safe place for them to share, and we can show that to them by personally interacting with them and listening to them and looking in the eyes as they talk, because they need their leaders to listen to them, and when you do, it lets them know that what they're sharing is important and valued and that you care. All right, that's it. Make sure you arrive at huddle up time so that we can pray together before we start the time together. 8:30 first service, second service 10:10. I will have donuts and all that good stuff in the kitchen for you, so make sure you arrive early so you can eat a little bit before you go group up with your kids. All right, see you on Sunday and during huddle up.